Well, I could think of worse places to be, couldn't you? Welcome to the channel, thanks for clicking on the video. I'm in Wales today, and I am at a reservoir. I won't try and pronounce it, Pontisgilly, which has got a stunning little woodland around it. It's not massive, it's quite close to a road, so you hear the odd car, but this is such a stunning, serene little spot. Forgive me for the audio quality. I've got a problem with the GoPro again, which is the USB-C port. So I thought it was the media mod that wasn't working. Got a new media mod, that didn't work either. So it turns out it's the USB-C port on the GoPro that is not connecting to the media mod, and that's the only way I've got of connecting my Rode mic to the GoPro. So I'm relying on the GoPro own microphone at the moment, which I just did a listen to. It didn't sound too bad, not ideal, but there you go. It's nice not to have the faff of microphones in one way, but not so good for the quality of the sound. I'll show you my setup. As usual, I'm hammocking, but in a lovely setting. So I'm going to be laying here, looking out across that. Could be in Canada somewhere, couldn't you? Beautiful. I'm also going to do tonight a review. I've got some new equipment, and it's a new head torch that's been sent to me. So the company is called Sunblesa. Sunblesa. It's very similar to the Nitecore NU35, but it's a lot cheaper, and it looks pretty good. So I brought my Nitecore. I've got an NU32, which is a more powerful version, but it's also bigger and heavier. So I'm going to do a comparison tonight in the dark as well with my NU32. And I'll just go over the spec with you as well, just to tell you the differences. But it's a pretty cheap and extremely lightweight and comfortable head torch. I've worn it a few times, and it's really good. So I'll put a link in the description below, as always, if you want to buy it. It's available on Amazon, and it is in the UK, so you can purchase it, unlike the pump that I have. But I'll do a proper side-by-side comparison with weights and specs against the Nitecore, because it's a really good little competitor for it, and it's got another little trick added up its sleeve. It's might be classed as a gimmick, but I thought it was quite a nice little gimmick. Anyway, I'm going to get a coffee on. I'll see you in a minute. Right, so this is my NU35, Nitecore NU35. It's quite big, it's quite bulky, but it does go up to 550 lumens, so it's very powerful. The beam at night time is 180 meters or something. It does give a really good beam. It goes up to 550 lumens in turbo mode, and that only lasts for 30 seconds because it overheats. So the majority of these sort of headlamps do. The Nitecore NU25 does the same as well. It'll go up to 365 lumens, but again only for 30 seconds because it overheats. This weighs about 79 grams, so it's not the lightest one, but it's comfortable on my head. It's fine. I've used it on hundreds of dog walks, and it's been really good. Lasts for ages. Standard sort of setup. You got a lock to lock the button so it doesn't go off in your bag, and then you have red light, dual red lights, and you've got 3 settings of white light, and then you hold it and it goes on to the high beam of 550 lumens. This one's a bit different though. If you hold both of them, if you hold it and press and hold it, that one, it brings on like a flood mode. So this is quite good for working close up. You just want a nice glow, so it's almost like a lamp as opposed to a torch. So that's the only real difference on this one, but it's not a comparable headlamp to the Sunblesa. The NU25 really is the comparable one to it, so I'll just show you that now. This is tiny, it's really light, 49 grams it weighs, including the strap. I think the Nitecore NU25 says it weighs 29 grams, but they don't include the strap weight for that as well. What I do like and find really comfy is the strap inside it has got this, I think you can see it, it's like a silicone gel rubber across the front here, which goes across your forehead, and it's really comfy, and it's extremely light. It's adjustable, rechargeable, with the micro USB, as most of them are. It's IP26 rated, so it's waterproof. I'll put it underwater, but it's gonna sort you out in the rain. It'll work perfectly well. And so this weighs 49 grams, so it's a lot smaller. The max lumens on this is 190. It will go up to 365, but again, that's for a 30-second burst. Again, press and hold the two buttons and it will switch off the lock mode. And then you've got one button which is a memory one, which I quite like. My one doesn't have this, the Nitecore doesn't have it. So whatever I was using last, whatever level of light, it goes back to that. So if we start from scratch, you've got low light, low lumen, next level, so actually 190, and then off. If you go to the high level, if you press and hold it for 1.5 seconds, it goes on to the high beam, which is 365 lumens. And if you hold it for more than 3 seconds, then it goes into the strobe mode. I've never really seen the point of that, unless you want a disco, but there you go. The other button will light up this one, which is the red light. So you've got two levels of red light, dim and then brighter. But this has also got, after the red light, a green light. Is it a gimmick? I think that's quite cool. It's sort of quite stealthy, almost night vision like. You know, like you got some kind of a sight on your army issue rifle for night vision shooting. But yeah, it's I think it's quite cool. I will try it out later on. So this is £22, and I think the NU25 is £32, and about £40 for the NU32 that I've got. So it's a real cheap competitor, but it's pretty much identical to the NU25. So if you're looking at getting a new headlamp and you want to try something out that's similar to that but cheap and works well, and I have used it, as I say, have a look at the Sunblesa. When it gets dark, I'll do a side-by-side comparison with the lights on the Nitecore. Bearing in mind mine is brighter, but it'll be interesting to see what it's like in the pitch black here, because there is no street lighting or anything at all, so it should be nice and dark to try this out later on. Cheers. Yeah, a lot of people ask me why I do this, and a lot of people wonder why we do this. Go and spend loads of money to go and live like homeless people, which is effectively what we do. But this is why. I mean, you can go out and go for walks in some stunning places and enjoy the scenery and the views, but I think setting up camp somewhere, spending the night somewhere, is just something completely different, and you get to appreciate everything. The weird sounds, the noises in the forest, the wilds of Dartmoor, wherever it may be that you go. But yeah, this is what it's all about. You either love it or you hate it. But it's so calm, peaceful, that you can hear it. There is a road in the background, so you can, it's ruining it a little bit for me, but it's a quiet road. It's only the odd car that goes past, so I think once it gets darker, it'll quieten down. But I'm just going to sit here and chill out in front of the water. I'm a bit of a water person. I love a water setting. If I had my dream house, it would be a log cabin in a woodland forest like this, right in front of a big lake. It's huge loads of, I think they're geese, ducks or geese, just taking off from the reservoir now. Probably hear them. Don't know, maybe they're seagulls. My eyesight's not that good. They sound like seagulls. That's the noise I'm used to, living down where I live by the beach. Yeah, this is nice here. Full moon out tonight, which is a bit annoying because I won't be able to get a proper night lapse because the moon tends to wreck it. But let's see what we can do. I'll get on with enjoying this. So I've got a new coffee to try tonight. Kenko salted caramel. Give that a go. Okay, so hopefully the screen is pitch black. It's not as dark a night as I'd hoped it was going to be to do a test of these lamps, because the moon is out, but I'm facing in towards the woods, so it's a little bit darker. So I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison. First off, the Nitecore. So this is the NU32. So this is the NU32. That is on its lowest setting. Camera's probably not even picking that up. Next setting. And then the higher setting. So that is on its most powerful beam without going to turbo mode. If I press and hold it now, that's 565 lumens. And then we have the red, which only has one level and then flashes. So that's the Nitecore. The Sunblesa, in comparison, I'm going to put this on the lowest setting. So that's its lowest setting. Again, you're probably not even picking this up. Next setting, and then 190 lumens. Now, that looks pretty much the same as the Nitecore. So I'm going to turn the Nitecore on now, on full beam. There's more of a spot, I think, with the Nitecore. So that's the Sunblesa, and that's bringing the Nitecore in. That's Nitecore on its own, and that's with the Sunblesa. So the Nitecore's got more of a hot spot, and the Sunblesa seems to spread a bit more. And then the turbo mode. So this is the high power 365 lumens on the Sunblesa. I'll just press and hold it. So that's 365 lumens. Plenty enough. Again, in comparison with the Nitecore on 550 lumens. So there's the Nitecore on its own, and there's the Sunblesa on its own. So you can see the Nitecore has got a higher beam, more powerful. There's another 200 lumens on top of that. But it's not a direct comparison. As I said, this is a comparison to the NU25 and not the NU32 that I've got, which is a lot more powerful. Hopefully you can see me. I'm trying to be stealthy here. There is some houses across the other side of the lake, so people are probably wondering what the flashing light's going on. So yeah, that's the Sunblesa. £22 on Amazon. I think it's a pretty good torch. Time-wise, it seems to last a long time. I've been using it at home, and I've tried it out, so it seems to have worked pretty well. I'll use it tonight as well, and I'll give my verdict in the morning. So full of reviews tonight. A verdict on the coffee. It's pretty good. I'm not sure if I prefer it over the normal one, salted caramel, but it tastes alright. Makes a change. As they say, variety is the spice of life. Nearly spilt it. Saying that though, got my boring old soba noodles, teriyaki flavour. The usual. I don't seem to be very experimental when it comes to food. Not at the moment. I can't be bothered. It's the hassle of trying to change things up. I tend to have limited time in which I can go out and do a camp. So I'll grab whatever I can get that makes it quick and easy. So I'm going to get those on in a minute. I won't force you to watch it. You've seen it before. But it's a pretty clear sky tonight. So I'm hoping to get a decent night lapse. So I'll set that up now and try it and see what you think. Right, it's 11 o'clock now. I'm going to get my head down. Early start in the morning. I'll set my alarm for 6 o'clock, so if nothing else happens in the night, then I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. So once again I had a really good sleep. I woke once in the night to go for a break. But yeah, slept really well. For some reason my toes were absolutely frozen. I don't know why. I was fine the rest of me, but my toes were like ice. It's 6:30 now. I got up at 6 o'clock, so I've just been taking a few pictures. I'm going to get some coffee on the go. And I got some porridge as well. Golden syrup. But it is a beautiful morning. So quiet. Just the sound of the birds and me waffling. So going back to the Sunblesa. So I used this all night last night. No issues with battery. It lasted throughout the night. Not with me using it on all the time, but sporadically as and when I needed to. It did, you sort of forgot it was on after a while. I did loosen up the band because I had it on too tight, and it's so light and comfortable and you really don't notice it. But yeah, it's more than bright enough. I like the different modes it's got with the red light and the green light. It's quite cool. The green light seems brighter than the red, easier to see. I think you lose a bit of depth with the red light, so it's harder in a very dark enclosed space like here. Whereas the green light gives you a bit more of a brighter light, but without being white. So yeah, final verdict. If you need a head torch, if you haven't got an NU35 Nitecore, I'd recommend the Sunblesa. Pretty much identical. A third of the price, or a third less, and really lightweight. Great functionality. Bright, does what it needs to do, doesn't it? So I'll stick a link on the channel below, and if you want to buy it, pick it up from there. Gone for normal cappuccino this morning. Salted caramel's a bit too much for breakfast. I think this is my 4th hammock camp now, and I've had quite a few people commenting saying, well, you won't go back to a tent. I'll be honest with you, it is so comfortable in a setting like this as well. You know, it's just perfect. I could pitch a tent up here, not a problem. There's probably loads of other spaces around the reservoir you could pitch up a tent. But I think the comfort of this hammock, combined with the one wind tarp, so you've got some protection If it rains, you've got space to cook underneath. Yeah, if you want to keep in out of the rain and under a shelter. It works fantastic. Admittedly, can't take it up on Dartmoor. You're not going to go up on top of a tor or a mountain with a hammock unless there's a lot of woods at the top, which pretty much isn't going to happen in this country. But yeah, I'm really liking it. I am going to struggle going back to a tent. I'm going to have a horrific first night, I think, sleeping back in the tent. But I won't be giving it up. Breakfast, I got my fuel porridge again. This is 85p. This, it's really cheap. It's pretty tasty. This is the golden syrup one, and I think it actually tastes a bit better than the Quaker golden syrup, the little packs that you get, because I used to use those as well, but it's pretty good. Could do have been a bit bigger. I think I might buy 2 of these and just put them in one of my foil pouches, boil it that way, give a bit of a heartier breakfast, but it's still nice. I want to get this eaten, just looking out across this lovely view. So this might not have been one of the best videos with stunning views for miles and hills and scenery and sunsets and sunrises. But I've got to say, this is probably in my top 2 or 3 camps. It has been so chilled and so relaxed and such a stunning environment in the woods with water. My perfect combination. I've really enjoyed it. So this is where I stayed last night, leave no trace. There is some mess around here from other people, but I've left it as clear as I possibly can. Taken away some of the rubbish as well. If you enjoyed the video, hit a thumbs up if you liked it. It helps the channel out a lot, and I'm just hitting the 2,000 subscriber mark now, just gone past it, so it's going quite well. About 65% of my viewers aren't subscribers, so if you are one of those guys, if you like the video, hit a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, it helps the channel out, helps me to continue to make more videos like this, and also more gear reviews. Speaking of which, I'm having a product sent out to me by a gimbal company, which is going to be, I think, one of the best things that is going to be available for the GoPro. So that's coming out to me soon. I'll do a review on that, and I'll be using it on my next videos. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Say goodbye to this beautiful spot, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.